So on Monday's live stream, we ended the live talking about teams you need to be paying attention to in terms of college football recruiting, especially in the class of 2024. We naturally talked about the Florida Gators, especially with the insane run they've gone on within the past week. But a team I mentioned was USC. Lincoln Riley and the Trojans are doing great work on the recruiting trail right now, and it didn't take 24 hours for them to land another big-time prospect, a prospect we've got to talk about today, as Jason Zandemela, the very talented offensive lineman, commits to USC. Before we can jump into all of this, y'all know the drill. I have got to hear from you. Hop down to the comments, give me a Y for yes or an N for no. Are you excited that Zandemela chose USC? And let me know what you're thinking. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Hit that bell notification as I do constant college football content. You don't want to miss any of it. And if you enjoyed the content, be sure to like and comment down below. Those interactions seem small. They are massive to content creators such as myself, and we are less than 1,000 subscribers away from hitting our 20,000 subscriber mark. I'd love to have you a part of this unbelievable community. But having said all that, let's jump right into this. And one thing we talked about time and time again whenever we talk about USC, whether it be in the lives or whether it be in these videos, I was always so interested to see the work they would do in the trenches. Now, anytime we talk about the offensive line, for USC fans that have frequented the channel, that have seen my USC content, you'll know anytime we discuss USC's offensive line, I have got to give a shout out to offensive line coach Josh Henson, because Josh Henson came to USC from Texas A&M, and whenever he was at Texas A&M, he had a little bit of a patchwork offensive line, an offensive line that many people were questioning, but by the end of the year, despite its youth, despite everything that happened to the Texas A&M offense, that offensive line was a really solid unit, a unit that the A&M fans felt like they could hang their hats on going into the next season, a unit they absolutely did hang their hats on going into the next season. So Henson is a guy that's put together productive offensive lines, and I was really interested to see how that would transition from his time at Texas A&M to USC. And we've already talked about several offensive linemen he's landed since he's been there, but this is a massive win. One thing we need to understand, Jason Zandemela is not only one of the most gifted offensive linemen in the nation, he's one of the most gifted football players in the nation, coming just outside the top 100 prospects per the 24/7 Sports Composite, specifically coming in as the number 112 player in the nation, the number 6 interior offensive lineman, and the number 18 player in the state of Florida, and he stands 6'3", 285 pounds, and plays his high school football in Clearwater, Florida. Now, one thing before we really dive in any further, I want to point your attention to is that he may be just outside the top 100 in the 24/7 Sports Composite, but if we look at the 24/7 Sports rankings themselves, they have him as a top 75 prospect in the nation. Now, I bring this to your attention because this is a name, we talked about this with ITT, this is a name I want you all to circle, because it's very likely you'll see movement in where he ends up being ranked, and I think it's fairly easy to say this is a guy that could end up in the top 100 prospects in the nation. Several other colleges wanted him, and this is a big win for Josh Henson. This is a big win for USC. And whenever we turn on the film with Zandimela, this is exactly what you want out of your interior offensive lineman. This is a guy that has the athleticism. He's got good hands. This is exactly what colleges are looking for in their guards, especially when they might ask their guards to get active in space. This is the type of win you love to stack if you're USC. So we understand Zandimela is very talented, but what does this mean for USC's class as a whole? Well, this gives them 12 prospects and puts them within the top 10 recruiting classes per 24/7 Sports at number 10. Now, interestingly enough, if we look at the top 10 classes in the nation per 24/7 Sports, USC has one of the highest average recruit ranks, coming in at a 92.11. So that's indicative of a really strong recruiting class. And now I want to take kind of a holistic view on this, because we talked about this the other day. We kind of took a top-down look at USC's class, and I want to do it one more time, but go a little bit deeper. The other day, we talked about how there are 2 top 300 prospects that are tight ends in this class, something I love, especially with the move to the Big Ten on the horizon. We talked not only in the stream, but we talked in the video the other day about how the Big Ten plays bully ball. They're going to be running power sets. So if you have the ability to strengthen up your trenches, but also get big-time tight ends that can help you play power football, but also be mismatches in the passing game, you absolutely do it. They have 5 guys on the defensive side of the ball, including 2 top 100 defensive backs. Now they have 3 offensive linemen, a wide receiver, and an athlete. 7 out of the 12 guys come in as 24/7 Sport Composite top 300 prospects, and Manasseh ITT, someone who we talked about earlier in this video, a name you need to be circling, comes in just outside top 300 status at number 312 in the nation, having not played football for more than a few years. So that's why I say that's a guy who, if you wanted to count it as a quasi top 300 guy, you're going to find no argument from me. I absolutely think he will end up as a top 300 prospect. Look, at the end of the day, the Trojans are in a really good place in terms of recruiting right now, and I'm interested to see what wins they're able to stack outside of this, and I can't wait to hear from all of you. Hop down to the comments, let me know what you're thinking. That's it. See ya.